All right, it's your boy Big Rich. Buongiorno. Good morning. How you doing? What's poppin'? Queens in the building. Let's talk about a little story out of Harlem. Rest in peace, American gangster, drug kingpin Frank Lucas, dead at 88, passed away Thursday afternoon by the way of natural causes, is what his family said. Let's talk a little about Frank Lucas really quick, give our respects. And I respect anybody. Listen to me. I'm not here when I do these stories, I'm not glorifying people killing people or selling drugs. No, no, no. No. Our government does that. You know what I'm saying? But I will respect someone that can come up with a way to find a new way to make money, whatever it is. I respect the plan. I respect what it takes to make something happen. I respect anybody that can cut out the middleman. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. Frank Lucas, the Harlem drug kingpin, immortalized in 2007's American Gangster, died Thursday at the age of 88. Lucas, the original gangster, who was known to confabulate his own criminal legacy, is credited as the architect behind the infamous Golden Triangle Gambit of the early 1970s, where he claimed to have imported heroin from Southeast Asia in the coffins of U.S. soldiers killed in Vietnam. Now, for those of you that have followed this story, forget the movies. The movie was 99% Hollywood, 1% true story. In real life, Bumpy Johnson was violent, vicious. He did what he had to do to build his empire. Now, there were claims that they were using furniture, it wasn't coffins. Whatever it is, the man was getting the dope pure, uncut from the source. Cut out the mafia, cut out all the middlemen involved. And then, of course, we know he was working with the Lucchese family. Give me a second, I'll put his picture up here. Because if we remember in the movie, he got the attention of the Lucchese family. And let's not get it twisted. Let me bring a picture up here really quick. Carmine Tramunti, who was the Lucchese boss at one time. Let's not dismiss the mafia and their love affair with heroin, okay? And I think we're gonna talk about that. We'll break it down. I'll do the best I can to find some research and break it down family by family and their love affair of heroin. And let's not forget the Lucchese family and East Harlem Purple Gang and some of the gangsters from Harlem, Bumpy Johnson, Nicky Barnes, and of course Frank Lucas. All were doing business together. But if you remember, he was undercutting everybody because not only was his product pure, he was getting it from the source so he could sell it for a cheaper price. When you could sell something cheaper and pure, what you do, you corner the market. The North Carolina born Lucas moved to Harlem after witnessing the Ku Klux Klan murder his cousin, an incident that Lucas said sparked his career in crime. Lucas would later become a protege of sorts to Harlem boss Bumpy Johnson, who died of a heart attack in 1968. Lucas then took over as Harlem's drug kingpin and fronted what became one of America's biggest heroin empires. Quote, I bought Harlem. I owned Harlem. I ran Harlem, Lucas bragged. His Golden Triangle scheme allowed Lucas to cut out the middleman, the mafia, and smuggle the drug in directly. At its peak, Lucas' drug empire was making $1 million per day, he claimed. Of course, the DEA and the New York Police Department were crooked. Ultimately ended Lucas's reign in 1975, with Lucas receiving a 70-year prison sentence. However, Lucas later would turn state's evidence. Some would say rat, some would say snitch. Yeah, he did. But if I was being blackmailed by DEA agents, you best believe if I go, you go. Fuck that. I wouldn't take my partners with me. I wouldn't take my family with me. But I'd take you DEA agents down with me, one by one. Ain't no name shaming that. You blackmailing me, you try to break me down. What there's no loyalty. Lucas was released from prison in 1981 after his sentence was reduced to time served. 3 years later, Lucas was again busted for a drug deal that violated his parole and spent 7 years behind bars. In a 2000 interview, Lucas explained his cultural appeal and how he managed to survive in the game against all odds, including turning state's witness. Look, all you got to know is that I'm sitting here talking to you right now. Quote, walking and talking, when I could have, should have, been dead and buried 100 times, Lucas said. And you know why that is? People like me. People like the fuck out of me. Unquote. Rest in peace to one of Harlem's illest gangsters. So rest in peace, Frank Lucas. Your name will live on forever in these streets. And again, this is your boy Big Rich with another mob story. This is your boy Big Rich. Thank you for listening. Salute.